Hi everyone, Steammaster here with a comparison of all the current hover vehicles as of October 2025. For each vehicle I'll explain their uses, general specs, as well as the smaller ships they can fit in. Currently we have the C&OU Hover Quad, the Drake Dragonfly series, the Alpoa Nox, the Origin X1 series, and the Mirai Pulse. First on the list we have the Drake Dragonfly, which is also the first hoverbike in the game, released back in 2016. It's the largest hover vehicle on the list at 2.5 meters wide, 6 meters long, and 1.5 meters high. It's designed for 1 to 2 players, with the pilot up front and passenger sitting facing aft. The passenger was originally supposed to be able to fire handheld guns while facing backwards, but the current patch doesn't allow it. The Dragonfly canopy is open to the elements, so watch out for the environment when flying it. The 4 engine nacelles are supposed to contract for landing and extend for flight, but the current patch doesn't seem to be working with it now, so they are stuck in landing mode. The Dragonfly is designed to carry larger gear stowage than most other hoverbikes, about 1 full SU of storage, but in the current 4.3.2 patch, inventory access is also not working. The Dragonfly comes with 2 guns, ballistic shotgun style weapons, under the nose. They are short-range weapons but do a ton of damage up close. SCM speed is 190 meters a second up to 523 meters a second in boost, the slowest vehicle on the list. There are no shields on the Dragonfly, and it has the weakest hull strength as well. You can buy the Dragonfly for $40 on the website or in-game for about 340,000 credits at Lorville, or many locations in Pyro. There are 2 variants of the Dragonfly that are essentially the same vehicle, but one has a yellow design and the other has a star kitten design. You can also get various paints for the Dragonfly series as well. I noticed the Dragonfly is missing things like the fuel tank access and other components, so it really needs a gold pass, especially with all the bugs it has right now and with the upcoming Drake ships. Because of the size of the vehicle, both length and width, the Dragonfly only fits in ships that have a medium cargo bay, like the Cutlass Black, Gray's Shiv, Crusader C1, Misk Freelancer series, RSI Zeus Mark II, and any ships larger than that. The Dragonfly is great if you need to carry an extra person with you or carry up to 1 SU of cargo, at least once the cargo starts working again, but it is a bit on the large size. The 2 guns on the hoverbike are great for taking down infantry or light vehicles at close range, but watch the ammo. You need to reload every so often. The large size and weaker hull do make it a bit delicate too. The Alpoa Nox released next in 2017 based on a Xi'an design. It's thinner and shorter than the Dragonfly at 1.5 meters wide, 5.5 meters long, and 1.5 meters high. It's designed for just a pilot and doesn't carry passengers. The Nox is also open to the elements, so make sure to wear the right suit for the place you're at. There is no shield on the Nox, but it has a slightly tougher hull than the Dragonfly, somehow. There is gear stowage for up to 690k micro SCU, but right now you can't access the cargo or components, so the Nox is currently bugged. You also have 2 Bulldog laser repeaters on the Nox near the rear of the craft under your feet, so it is pretty powerful. The Nox can fly very fast at 225 meters a second in SCM speed and can boost up to 619 meters a second. The Nox is also more agile than the Dragonfly. There is also a variant called the Nox Q with all the same stats but with a limited edition silver paint. You can get many more paints for the Nox on the website too, some at limited times. With the extra alien tax, the Nox runs for $45 in time-limited sales in the store, or you can buy it in-game for 722,000 credits at Area 18. That's pretty expensive. The Nox is smaller than the Dragonfly, so it can fit into smaller ships like the Drake Cutter, Avenger Titan, C&OU Nomad, or Misk Reliant Kore, as well as the nose bay of the Origin 400i and larger ships like the Drake Cutlass and others. The Nox is very small and fast, so it's great for use for racing or if you have smaller ships. The 2 guns are relatively powerful on such a small hoverbike. The only drawbacks with the Nox is that it's more expensive than other vehicles on the list, and that there is a bug with the cargo and components. Hopefully the bugs are fixed in a future patch. Next is the Origin X1 series. The X1 vehicles are racing hoverbikes designed for both looks and speed. It's about the same size as the Nox at 1.3 meters wide, 5.5 meters long, and 1.5 meters high. It's also designed for only 1 person, although the vehicle body does partly cover the driver a bit more. It's still not fully enclosed though, so the environment will affect you. Dress appropriately. The variants can all carry 350k micro SCU of gear stowage in them, which is fairly low compared to the other hoverbikes. The variants do seem to be updated with component access points, but often the X1s will spawn flopped over on their sides when called from hangars or pads, so there are still bugs to fix. The X1 and X1 Force have an SCM speed of 207 meters a second, while the X1 Velocity flies at 222 meters a second. The Velocity is a little more agile than the X1 and Force variants. The X1 and X1 Force have a single size 1 gun. The X1 has a laser cannon, and the X1 Force has a laser repeater, while the X1 Velocity has no gun. The X1 Force is the only variant with a shield, a size 0 shield. The X1 runs for $45, the Force for $55, and the Velocity runs for $50 on the website, all in time-limited sales. You can also buy them in-game at Area 18 and Lorville for about $100K to $132K each. The website prices are high, but in-game they are fairly cheap to buy. The X1 series are small vehicles and fit in tons of small ships like the Drake Cutter and other similar ones. They fit in all the same ships as the Nox and also specifically are designed to work in the Origin 400i front vehicle hangar. The X1 series vehicles are great all-around hoverbikes. They are small and fast like the Nox while not being as expensive to buy in-game. The X1 Velocity is nearly as fast as the Nox, and the X1 Force is the only ship on the list with a shield. They only have a single gun on the X1 and Force compared to 2 guns in other vehicles, and less cargo space, but are pretty decent besides that. The consolidated Outland Hover Quad is the next vehicle on the list. It was released in 2022 and is supposed to be a cheap civilian hoverbike with decent cargo storage. The Hover Quad is a bit wider but shorter than other hoverbikes at 2.5 meters wide, 4.5 meters long, and 1.1 meters high. It's designed for one person and also not enclosed to the elements. It can carry up to 1.2 SU of stowage, which is more than other vehicles on the list. There are no guns or shields on the Hover Quad though, so it's only good for safe areas. The Hover Quad flies at 200 meters a second in SCM speed, up to 550 meters a second at max boost. It is very cheap to buy at $30 on the website in time-limited sales, or 56.7 thousand credits in-game at Area 18 or Lorville. There are a ton of paints for the Hover Quad you can get. Some are subscriber or limited time-only paints though. The Hover Quad is a bit wider than many other bikes on the list, so you can only carry it on ships with wider cargo bays, but it's not so long, so it still helps. It will fit in ships like the Avenger Titan, the Cutter, Reliant Quarry, and the like, but getting out of the Hover Quad can be difficult in cramped cargo bays due to the width of it. The nacelles can block your exit, but I found the Hover Quad can even fit in the Origin 315 cargo bays, so it's pretty good. The Hover Quad is great for a simple, cheap cargo hoverbike. You can't use it for combat and it's not amazing for racing, but it is designed for people that need a small bike that can carry gear and don't have a lot of money, or if you need a disposable hoverbike. Finally, we have the Mirai Pulse that was released in 2024, and there are 2 variants. It's a very compact hoverbike. It's designed to be small and nimble, but the LX variant is designed for racing. The Pulse variants are 0.9 meters wide, 3.15 meters long, and 1 meter high, making them the smallest of hoverbikes. The Pulse is designed for a crew of 1 and is exposed to the elements like the other vehicles. Both variants can carry a decent amount of gear for such a small bike of 850K micro SCU. The base variant has one custom-sized 2-laser Gatling, giving it a lot of firepower, while the LX variant has no weapons. The base variant has an SCM speed of 204 meters a second, up to 561 meters a second at max boost, while the LX can fly at 218 meters a second in SCM speed, up to 600 meters a second at max boost. The Pulse is quite agile, more agile than the base Origin X1, while the LX variant is the most agile vehicle on the list, even more than the X1 Velocity. The Pulse variants both run for $30 on the website, always available. You can buy the base Pulse in-game for 185,000 credits at Area 18 or Lorville, which is not too expensive, but the LX variant is not available for in-game purchasing yet. Being the smallest hoverbikes, you can fit the Pulse in practically any ship with an interior or cargo bay, as long as you have a tractor beam. Even the Crusader Intrepid cargo bays or the Mirai Guardian heavy fighters can hold them. The Pulse series are great if you need a hoverbike while flying a small ship, or you could carry a ton of them in larger ships to swarm targets. They are good for cruising, exploring, with the LX being very good for racing. The size 2 gun on the base Pulse makes it useful for combat, at least for hit and run, and the small size makes it harder to get hit. The different hoverbikes are all useful in different ways. If you need to carry a passenger, then I'd go with the Dragonfly. If you need a cheap bike, then the Hover Quad is great, while the Pulse is for those with a small ship. The X1 series and Nox are close competitors in size and performance, although the Nox does have that alien aesthetic for those that are so inclined. If you need the fastest bike, then the Nox or X1 Velocity are the way to go. For combat, then the X1 Force, Pulse, or Dragonfly are good for that, with the Force having the shield for extra protection. For cargo carrying, the Dragonfly and Hover Quad are both good vehicles, once CIG fixes the Dragonfly at least. In the end, it just depends on what you need in a hoverbike. Alright, so that's it for the hoverbike comparison. I hope this video was useful to you. Comment below if you found any innovative use for the bikes or ways to fit them in other ships, or if I missed something. I'm always curious how players have used these hoverbikes. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump in as Star Citizen, and you get 5,000 extra in-game credits. And you save even more if you get one of the starter packs that are on sale every month. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. Please check out my Patreon membership to help me make more videos. All patrons and members will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get access to my Discord channel. Patrons and members also have a first pick on the next item on the cover, so feel free to sign up and let me know what you would like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.